Hi everyone, this is Maxwell Desibus, aka HiBob7, speaking to you now as a member of the Maya Fey Protection Squad, a brand new production team separate from PW Musical Productions.
I'm Joel Williams, aka Shinkin Rui.
I'm Patrick Ramsey.
I'm Abigail Stanton.
Hello, I'm Catherine Leister, aka Katie100 Catherine.
I'm Lizzie Lawrence.
I'm Sarah Shope, aka Ari.
And I'm Diana Heslin.
Thanks for waiting through all of our teasing and secrecy these past few months. We are so happy to finally unveil to the world Turnabout, an Ace Attorney musical. What is Turnabout, an Ace Attorney musical? Turnabout, an Ace Attorney musical, or TAM for short, is a new iteration of the long-running fan project Turnabout Musical, which began in 2007 to adapt the video game Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney into an animated musical. The fantastic productions and loving community that have grown up around Turnabout Musical over the past 15 years have been so special. And TAM only seeks to contribute to and build on this incredible body of work. It's not a replacement of Turnabout Musical, but a brand new interpretation of the original story.
Max and I started working on this project in May of 2019. Our primary goal was to imagine what Turnabout Musical would look, sound, and feel like if it was written from the ground up, specifically for the stage, rather than as an online animation. This included a shorter running time, a more Broadway-style balance of dialogue and music, and a character-driven story that emphasized the pathos of the plot without losing Ace Attorney's trademark humor and charm.
I joined the team after Joel and Max released a few early demos of TAM for Turnabout Musical's 12th anniversary. Together, we worked for a couple years on drafting the new TAM script, condensing story beats, enhancing characterization, so the show would be accessible and fully enjoyable by any audience, especially those who had no prior knowledge of Ace Attorney. One major task eluded our efforts, however: the music.
Thankfully, there was no one better for the task of really putting the musical in Turnabout, an Ace Attorney musical than the rest of the Maya Fey Protection Squad. By their powers combined, they are
The Urn Smashers! A couple years ago, I came up with a few ideas on how to reuse existing TM music in new ways. But as more incredibly talented people joined the team, we were able to expand that vision. A lot. Working together, we've totally remastered the soundtrack, creating fresh orchestrations for every track, and incorporating some big musical changes, including new songs and underscore. Basically, we took a bunch of songs written by a bunch of people at different times using different approaches and tried to combine them all into one cohesive whole, and then added some cowbell. And in order to make all this possible, we're proud to share that we've been able to fully notate the show, due in a huge part to the work of Lizzie Lawrence with her contributions of original music, piano transcriptions of TM songs, and her expertise with arrangement and sheet music.
Notation, transcription, arrangement. Yes, it's all true, and you know what that means. We're finally getting some proper goddamn sheets for this bitch. Your average musician can finally perform Turnabout songs. I joined the team to transcribe music at the beginning, but since then, I've done lots of arranging and composition for songs, both old and new. It's been a ton of work over the past year, but we hope you all love the results as much as we do.
Our team has established new musical motifs and expanded old ones, all in order to complement the newly refined character arcs, which extend fully across both acts. Some of the twists on these classic Ace Attorney plots were so fun and surprising, it brought Diana and I out of Turnabout Musical retirement for this one last job.
TAM has developed into a true love letter to Turnabout Musical, incorporating ideas and music and some people from the entire history of the project. We're all so proud of the hard work and effort that this team has put into making each moment of TAM as rich and full of depth as they can muster.
How will TAM be released? TAM is written and designed as a stage production. However, the logistics and cost of doing a full musical production for non-profit, not to mention the continuing pandemic, are obviously large hurdles for any small team to clear. Not to worry, we have a plan to set in stone the Maya Fey Protection Squad's vision for TAM in the audio medium.
That's right, folks, radio is the future. For the initial release of TAM, Nerdification Media will be producing a professional quality concept album and table read for the entire show. Starting today, June 1st, 2022, and lasting until the end of the month, Nerdification is opening auditions for this full audio production on Casting Call Club, the link to which you will find in the description of this video. These will be paid positions, ranging from $5 for smaller speaking parts to $100 for the lead character, Phoenix Wright. So go audition! Open auditions are open for 3 weeks, followed by 1 week of callbacks. Please share the casting call with your friends or anyone else you know who might be interested in a paid voice acting or singing gig.
And that may not be all. Once we've cast the show, we will begin a small crowdfunding campaign to pay our voice talent even more money. You'll be able to get some sweet backer rewards, including early access to the soundtrack as it's mixed, art files, mini prints, pins, CDs, and more. Keep an eye out here and on the Nerdification YouTube channel for more details in the coming weeks.
While this audio production will represent the final vision of TAM from the Maya Protection Squad, it can also serve as a proof of concept for readings or non-profit stage productions of TAM in the future. We'd love to see them.
When will TAM be released?
As the Urn Smashers finalize all of the music, Nerdification Media is now making plans to be able to have the audio production ready for us to release it on Turnabout Musical's 15th anniversary in November of 2022. Carrying on the open source legacy of Turnabout Musical is very important to us. As such, all of these materials, and that includes the script, instrumental tracks, and yes, the sheet music, all of it will be released into the Turnabout Musical production package. Anyone will be able to carry on the tradition of Turnabout Musical and use these materials, as long as they credit the original creators and do not make a profit.
We'll also be bringing you regular updates and bonus videos in the coming weeks and months, so make sure to subscribe to both this channel and Nerdification Media so you don't miss a thing. That's all for today, ?
But before we go, to give you all a little more of a taste of what we've been working on, we're releasing a few new demos alongside this announcement on the TAM YouTube channel, performed by the Maya Fey Protection Squad and friends.
Listen, I need you to listen to me. You're not fucking ready for these demos. You know how I know that? Because I wasn't ready for these demos. No one on the fucking team was ready for these fucking demos. You're gonna love them, and you're gonna want to blast them in your car all the time. They are some of the biggest bops I've ever had the pleasure of working on. And hearing them grow from throwaway ideas to a scratch track to an original demo to the demos we're releasing to you with voices and ensemble and characters and instruments and shit. It's so awesome. It's awesome, and you are going to love them. It may take a second to get used to them if they're different than what you're used to or what you're expecting, but you are going to love them. Just give us a chance on this. That's all we're asking. But I have a good feeling that you are going to adore them.
Thanks for watching, everyone. Go check out those demos! And we hope that you will continue to enjoy Turnabout, an Ace Attorney musical. Until next time, goodbye!
December 24th, 2016. Tonight, I leave with great purpose to meet with an old acquaintance on Gourd Lake. I don't know if I can ever fully atone for those I have wronged in the days of my youth. But now that Red White is behind bars, I have finally been granted the freedom to try. I owe it to my dear departed protege, to her mother, and to all whom I harmed with my foolishness and greed. Even still, can my sins in the DL6 case ever be forgiven?
Wait, so the victim was Marvin Grossberg?